Coming up this week on Big Sky Outdoors.
Or anything bugling, we don't want to go trampling all around and spook them out. If we stay quiet, then they might come in. You see how muddy that thing is? It's just like soup. So we know they've been using that.
The fall bow hunt this week on Big Sky Outdoors. Big Sky Outdoors, powered by Town Pump, fueling your next outdoor adventure, is also brought to you by Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. By Montana Army Navy, get it, get out, and live it. And by Pierce RV, Montana's premier RV dealer.
Well, this is a really exciting time of the year, both for our biologists and for the folks out hunting, whether they're archery hunting or going to be big game hunting with a rifle. And it's kind of a part of the time of the year that everyone looks forward to for a long time. But our biologists have been planning for this for quite a while. They do spring surveys where they look at the ratio between fawns and adults for deer and calves and adults for elk. And what it's been looking like the last 4 years now for white-tailed deer is very good. We've had great, what's called recruitment, fawn recruitment, over the past 4 years. So not only will we have a lot of good animals for meat and for that great resource there, but there should be some really nice racks that people harvest. When you get that continual good fawn recruitment, it just shows up in the year classes, and hunting should get better and better. Elk hunting in Region 1 is very difficult. It's a brow tine bull only, pretty much, and it's thick in Region 1. And those folks that are out archery hunting, they know that it's really difficult. It's not like in Region 3 in southwest Montana, where there's a lot of open area and elk are in more open areas and parklands. We have to hunt them here in pretty thick stuff. That's why archers that are using bugling are doing better and better in terms of comparison against any other types of hunting, because that time of year the elk is responding. It will actually maybe show itself, maybe not, as those folks know that hunt. It's always a tenuous thing whether that elk's going to stand out there and show himself. As far as the elk population in Region 1, it's hard to find them. There are a lot of nice bulls though, because we have a lot of habitat security. Ask anyone that's hunted anywhere where there's a lot of high mountains and thick terrain. They're going to tell you that it's very difficult hunting. Also, like we had recently, you're going to find that it's not that unusual to encounter a grizzly bear while you're trying to hunt for elk, because they may be keying into the bugling. It's the time of year when they're moving, they're adding all those calories for hibernation. So we get a fair number of grizzly bear sightings. I mean, I've had people call me and say, well, I saw 2 elk yesterday, but I saw 4 grizzly bears. Elk hunting is a challenge, and what we're seeing in Region 1 is a steady but slow increase, it seems like, in elk populations. The spring counts were good as far as the elk calf recruitment. So elk are looking, pretty stable, but probably about the same as last year, maybe a little bit better.
In this area, basically, we're just kind of north of Butte. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Gives the elk a lot of cover and a lot of food and pretty good elk population. We're going to try to maybe camp out at one of the wallows tomorrow during the middle of the day. A lot of times the elk will come down to those wallows in the heat of the day and roll around a little bit, get a drink of water, and hopefully we'll be able to get in early enough to kind of get between their bedding ground and where they feed at nighttime, kind of head them off.
As hunters head out in pursuit of game this fall, it's important that they stay bear aware. Both black bears and grizzlies are very active through the fall months as they prepare for winter hibernation. It's critical that hunters can correctly identify bears, and there are several ways to do so. That brings us to this week's outdoor quiz question. What are the best ways to tell the difference between black and grizzly bears? For information, go to fwp.mt.gov and check out the Bear Identification Program. If you know the answer, find Big Sky Outdoors on Facebook or at www.bigskyouttoorshow.com. Click on our outdoor quiz link, give us the correct answer, and you'll be entered to win a canister of bear spray from our friends at Counter Assault, your ultimate protection in the wild. Big Sky Outdoors will be right back after these messages.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
Army-Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Get out and live it.
Dennis Brisky. I own Flaming Arrow Archery Center in Kalispell, Montana. Ran a collision repair business for 35 years and then got into the archery business, mainly because I was a hardcore archer that didn't have any place to go where I could have good competition. I'm a certified level 3 instructor. It kind of started out as a hobby just for something to do and turned into a full-time business. I started this shop in 2005, and at that time I just had just one building. Well, then it grew so fast that I had 2 buildings here and I connected them together. So we have a 40-yard indoor, which is the longest indoor range in the state. So guys can come in here out of the wind and get their bows sighted in, which really helps because a lot of times the weather don't cooperate around here. We charge very little for people to shoot, so it's not a big deal. Being I am a certified instructor, if somebody's having problems, we can usually figure out what's wrong with them within the matter of watching them shoot a few arrows. We start winter leagues in usually the first week of January. Last year we had approximately 100 people shooting. This year I think my women's league is going to be up because right now 25% of my business this year is girls. There's a lot of women getting into archery. Tired of being home alone during hunting season, and they like to hunt, and where better than archery because the weather's warmer, you see more game, and it's just a lot nicer time of the year to be out in the woods. But anyway, the leagues will start 1st of January, they run 10 weeks, and I can guarantee you everybody that leaves this place at the end of the leagues is a better shooter than when they came in. That's a guarantee. As far as people asking me questions, the biggest question I have right now, what's the best broadhead? And I pretty much answer everybody the same, it's the sharpest one. If your broadhead is sharp and you put it where it belongs, it'll do the job. When we sell a bow, we give the customer 30 days of free shooting time. I'm not one that has to sell them everything that's the most expensive that's out there. I let them feel what they're comfortable with, and I set it up so that when they leave the shop, they're happy with the way they got treated.
for as long as I did. Public land, you always run the risk of it being a hunter, but it sounds like he's moved quick and far enough that I don't think it's a hunter. I think it's legit. So I think if we drop down back, side hill back into him, he's got to be on the same slope we are, or I should have been able to see him over there. We go down and drop off that little skid trail and then side hill back, and hopefully we can catch him down by the creek.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
Counter Assault, the original bear deterrent, has been made, developed, and scientifically tested in Montana for nearly 30 years.
Counter Assault is what I chose for my staff based on my personal experience, scientific testing, and it's the only one that met all the expert recommendations. Spray time and spray distance are important in a bear attack, and Counter Assault has both. As an avid hiker, hunter, and outdoorsman, Counter Assault is my first line of defense in bear country.
Carry what the professionals carry. Counter Assault, Grizzly Tough Bear Spray. Look for the red can.
My dad and I, we've been hunting as long as I can remember. When we first started hunting, we were using longbows, recurves, you know. It's kind of unique with my dad and I because my dad's deaf. He's been deaf his whole life. And so when we hunt, it's a little bit more difficult for him. But at the same time, it's kind of fun because we can communicate and, you know, have conversations silently. And that's kind of fun. But more than anything, you know, it just goes to show that even if you have disabilities or whatever, you know, you don't have to let that stop you.
A couple days old. You can tell because it's still really green, but it's got some sap and it's a little bit dry, so maybe we'll try bugling right here and see what happens. A couple of wallows right here. You can tell they haven't used them in a while because the water's clear. But they'll come in here and drink. And there's probably a couple of these wallows in every drainage right in here. There's a lot of water coming out of the side of this mountain, so it's good. We'll just keep going until we find the one they're using. because since he's probably heard me coming through and he pushed across down into that deep timber, and we're kind of on a naked hillside at the moment, I'm gonna probably sneak back and grab those decoys we left sitting on that rock bluff. We're gonna have to move down. We can go back into that ravine, drop down into the bottom, and hopefully continue to get on him. If we push him much further, he's gonna be right on the main road. Someone's gonna get a Christmas present. The joy of hunting on public land. We turn around working the bull all morning long. Get him, so he's bedded down with his cows. We get calling, we start working across. Anyway, he ends up blowing out. I think it's because he heard me moving. Come to find out it's because another hunter snuck in over the top, and then he saw our decoys up there. He said he had the bull and the cows right on top of him. And anyway, they winded him, and off they went. The joy of public land. But it was fun while it lasted. So we'll go try again somewhere else. Got down in near where the spring is. We let out a cow call. We got a cow call answer back, but anyway, we went in looking for her and never heard anything after that. So don't know if it was legitimate elk or, you know, a hunter that had come down off the road a little bit and down into that other side of the ravine. But anyway, that's hunting.
Army-Navy is your hunting headquarters. It's the best place around when you're serious about saving money on the things you need to go hunting. Knife sharpeners, wool gloves, backpacking meals, optics, socks, boots, insoles, stoves. Why, it's a virtual hunter's checklist. All name brands and all at fantastic savings. On Highway 2 in Evergreen and Highway 93 in Whitefish. MontanaArmyNavy.com.
Cooler weather is right around the corner, and your local town pump has everything your family needs along with great savings. With over 90 convenient locations across Montana, we are sure to have everything you need and more.
Looking for a new RV? Look no further than Pierce RV Supercenter, Montana's premier RV dealer. Come and shop the huge selection of fifth wheels, motorhomes, toy haulers, travel trailers, and even RV rentals. Plus, don't miss the fully stocked parts and accessory department. Pierce RV Supercenter has an RV that's right for any size family at prices that will fit any budget. Pierce RV Supercenter, located in Billings, Great Falls, and Kalispell. Come see us today or visit us online at piercerv.com.
How's it going, buddy?
You know, I've been coming up to hunt this ranch for 15 years.
Yeah, he helps a little bit. He's more of just somebody to laugh at.
It's really been great. And now it's a lot more fun with, you know, my girls.
Just the look on the kids' faces when they finally knock one down. Something that I'll remember forever.
Without that relationship, they wouldn't have that opportunity.
It's landowners and hunters working together is what makes things work the best.
Absolutely.
In our wildlife text, where we teach wildlife biology across the management across the nation, we look at the motivation of hunters, and there's three basic philosophical motivations. One is utilitarian, or hunting for the meat, and it's that satisfaction of getting this wonderful hormone-free meat that it's not free. If you add everything up, you're probably paying more than you do if you go to a grocery store. But anyway, hunting for the meat. Secondly, hunting for the challenge, whether it's a physical challenge or the trophy you're trying to get. That's another valid thing. And the third is just experiencing nature. If you ask people why they hunt, it usually falls into one of those three categories, but just about everybody is a combination of those. And when you put those three together, it's really exciting and a great tradition for us here in North America. And the North American wildlife model has allowed us to, hunters, pay for managing the resource, much of it, and they're out there enjoying it. And it's not just to take the animal, it's a spiritual thing with most hunters.
Coming up this week on the Outdoor Calendar, it's time to sight in that rifle and sport that hunter orange. We're just 1 week away from the start of general season deer and elk. The season starts on Saturday, October 25th and runs through the end of November. Remember to visit fwp.mt.gov for more information, regulations for your favorite area, and to purchase a license. Here's a good reason to get amped up for this year's ski season. On Saturday, October 18th, it's a Days of My Youth film showing at the Lone Peak Cinema in Big Sky at 6 and 9 p.m. Travel around the world in search of deep mountains and deep powder stashes. Tickets are $12 at the door, or go to lonepeakcinema.com for more information. Ever wanted to learn how to cast a spey rod? Here's your chance coming up on November 1st at 9 a.m. at Troutfitters in Bozeman. The class is geared towards beginner and intermediate spey casters. Lunch and beverages are included and plan to spend the whole day on the river. For more information and to reserve your spot, go to troutfitters.com. With Halloween just around the corner, celebrate a little bit early on Saturday, October 25th for the Halloween costume run. It's all part of the Big Sky Windrinkers running schedule. Meet at 9 a.m. at the corner of Grant and 11th in Bozeman and choose from 1, 3, or 5 mile route options. Make sure to wear your costume. Go to windrinkers.org for more details. If you have an event that you would like to post on Big Sky Outdoors, go to our Facebook page or www.bigskyoutdoorshow.com. Give us all the details of your outdoor event and we'll post it here on Big Sky Outdoors.
I killed 16 elk in 16 years with a rifle. And I can guarantee you when I killed my first elk with a bow, I was more excited than any of the ones I killed with a rifle. It's because it gets you in close. I mean, we've got rifles today that easily shoot game at 500-600 yards. My opinion, that's not hunting, it's shooting. You have to be an excellent shot. You still have to know how to hunt. But nothing like with a bow. When you got to get within 40 yards of an animal, you got to learn how to hunt. And it gets the adrenaline pumping, and it's the excitement that keeps you going. If you're out in the woods and you don't get excited, well, you shouldn't be out in the woods.